Your local news, weather, and sports from where you live. News Watch 12 at 10 starts now.
All right, once again, we are tracking severe thunderstorms this evening. Included in there are parts of Iron, Ashland, Price, and now Vilas County with a severe storm warning there until about 10:30 this evening. So here we go. Let's give you the big picture, which includes lots of heavy rainfall and some severe weather. Diving in close, you can see where the heaviest rain is right now across Iron, Ashland, moving into Price County as we speak, also into Vilas County as well. So these storms have a history of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and small hail. Hail will not be a big threat with the system because the air temperatures are so warm. But wind gusts are a big problem because they are expanding in coverage and pushing into warmer air to the south right now. The winds will keep going with that tonight. So big picture, going in close, you can see what's coming up next. Here we are in Mercer, Manchwish Waters, Boulder Junction over to Star Lake. Expect now to have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in these areas within the next half hour or so. So if you are outside in a tent, if you're sleeping in a cabin, take cover now because these storms are moving your direction, moving to the east about 30 miles per hour. The whole line is slowly sagging southeast too, so we could get portions of this into the Eagle River area shortly too. All right, so the bigger picture shows where we're watching tonight. The area in yellow is the most severe potential this evening. However, that shifts to all of us by tomorrow. We'll get a break tomorrow morning, followed by another round of potentially severe weather through the afternoon. We really got to watch tomorrow afternoon between 3 and 9 p.m. It's going to get a little hairy around here because here's the fuel. High temperatures today back up in the 80s, and it's also incredibly humid. That will continue tomorrow as well. The forecast then for tonight, though, is showers and severe thunderstorms out there. Muggy too with low temperatures down near 66. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
Well, aside from the storms, it's also been very hot for weeks now across north and central Wisconsin. But while the conditions are great for hanging out at a lake, they can be a problem for dogs left alone in hot cars. News Watch 12's Peter Dubois takes a look at a new ordinance in Rhinelander and how it aims to help.
Car's temperature, especially with the windows closed, on warm days can rise rapidly, and I just don't think people think about that enough.
For Rhinelander Patrol Sergeant Ryan Colombino, getting calls about dogs trapped in hot cars is an all too regular occurrence.
And I actually had one call today already of an animal in a car at Walmart.
Colombino says the Rhinelander Police Department usually receives at least a couple of these calls daily during the summer. But a newly passed city ordinance drafted by a fellow officer aims to drive the rate of those calls down.
Due to heat, cold, lack of adequate ventilation, or lack of food and water, or any other circumstances. If the dog becomes injured or killed because of that, you can be held responsible.
Many cars allow you to lock the doors with the AC running, but if yours can't do that,
then maybe don't take your animal with you, or if you can find somebody who can care for your animal while you make your trip to Walmart or wherever you may go, so that you're not endangering your pet.
On top of holding pet owners responsible, Colombino hopes this new ordinance will put an end to this issue.
We are a proactive department. We would rather try to find ways to stop a problem from happening before it gets worse. So I think this ordinance, as much as it is for enforcement, just as much so for awareness.
In Rhinelander, Peter.
That's Peter Dubois reporting. Local COVID-19 numbers continue to creep up. Oneida County health officials announced 2 more confirmed cases today. That's 7 active cases this week. No one has died. The other 20 people who tested positive in Oneida County have now recovered. Across the state, Wisconsin DHS reports 598 new confirmed cases today. That is slightly above the 14-day average, which is climbing. The percent of positive cases rose to 5.6% today. That's been more up and down lately. DHS reports statewide 79% of people who tested positive have now recovered. 807 people have died, including 2 more since yesterday. Across the country, there have been more than 3 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 now, according to the latest numbers from Johns Hopkins University. The daily number of new cases has been rising for several weeks, partly due to an increase in testing. Hopkins reports nationwide about 131,000 people, or a little over 4% of those who have tested positive, have died. That percent has been slowly dropping now for the last few weeks. One of the big questions with COVID-19 now is how school leaders will safely open up schools this fall while still battling COVID-19. President Trump weighed in on that topic today. Here's more.
President Trump tonight is escalating his push for schools to reopen.
Learning by computer is not as good as learning in the classroom. Our schools, we want them open in the fall.
Earlier, complaining on Twitter about the CDC's voluntary guidelines for reopening schools, blasting them as very tough and expensive. While they want them open, they are asking schools to do very impractical things. Hours later, the White House announced the CDC will issue new recommendations next week.
We don't want the guidance from CDC to be a reason why schools don't open. Every American knows that we can safely reopen our schools.
Among the CDC's current recommended policies, keep desks 6 feet apart if feasible, close cafeterias and playgrounds if possible, and teach and reinforce use of cloth face coverings. With conflicting messages, the CDC director today tried to provide clarity for schools.
I want to make it very clear that what is not the intent of CDC's guidelines is to be used as a rationale to keep schools closed.
The president is also now threatening to cut off federal funding for those that don't open their doors, although most school budgets are largely funded by state and local dollars. Pointing to students already back in classrooms in Europe, the president insists any opposition is politically motivated. The Dems think it would be bad for them politically if U.S. schools open before the November election. Today, the CDC director saying the chances of children getting sick or spreading the virus are remote.
This virus does not cause significant illness in children. We really don't have evidence that children are driving the transmission cycle of this.
But teachers' unions warn among their members the fears are real.
Nobody's going to go back full time in a situation where you can't protect their health.
It's Peter Alexander reporting. Harvard and MIT are suing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and ICE over a new policy concerning international students. That policy, which went into effect Monday, states international students cannot remain in the country if their school does not provide in-person classes, meaning if schools opt to go online only because of COVID-19, an international student would either have to transfer to a school that is doing in-person classes or leave the country. Harvard officials say that policy would affect nearly 5,000 of their international students. Wisconsin Department of Transportation officials are looking for feedback from the public on proposed improvements on US 51 from Iron Street to US 2 in Hurley. The in-person public involvement meeting has been canceled because of COVID-19, but they are still accepting feedback through the end of the month online. Common Council in the town of Columbus, Wisconsin, has voted 4-1 to take down a statue of Christopher Columbus. The mayor says it's one of the most contentious issues in town that he can remember. The city has not yet decided what they'll do with the statue once they take it down. A counter petition has now been started to protect the statue. This weekend, the Wausau River District is hosting the annual sidewalk sales. Organizers say it's the biggest sale event of the year for shops downtown. Stores move all their merchandise out onto the sidewalks. Organizers say the event's a great way to support local retailers while still being outside and socially distanced from others. You can browse the stores this Saturday and Sunday during their regular business hours. The Rhinelander Food Pantry has announced they have more food to give away. It's free for anyone, regardless of income. To practice social distancing, it is a drive-through style pickup event. The free giveaway will be tomorrow, July 9th, starting at 10:30 in the morning. It'll last until whenever all the food is gone. Starting tomorrow, the Hodag store in Rhinelander will release a new Hodag-themed vodka. It's inspired by some other Hodag-inspired spirits in the 70s. Store owner Ben Brunel says he partnered with Northern Waters Distillery in Minocqua to make sure the Northwoods was a part of this creation.
Well, I try to do everything local if I can first with all of my products. And I just feel local products are a very strong part of our community and something to support.
Peter Nam, the owner of the distillery, says the Hodag vodka is meant to be just a simple drink, a taste that can suit anybody's palate.
So the goal is to make it as nondescript as possible. But for those who really enjoy vodka, that's what you want. You don't want flavor in vodka. You want it to be either mixable or something as a very neutral, clean cocktail in a martini or even just on the rocks, something like that.
Nam added the Hodag vodka is meant to have, again, no smell, very little burn. If you'd like to try it yourself, you can pick up a bottle starting tomorrow at the Hodag store in Rhinelander. Well, the Northwoods, naturally, has a lot of wonderful trees. It is the woods, but some of those trees are now at risk because of a certain bug. We'll explain, but first, Jeff's in with a look at your full forecast. That's next on Newswatch 12.
Don't lose sleep by choosing a mattress from just any store. Instead, visit the experts at your one-stop sleep shop. Hi, I'm Kristen from Sleep Central. We're the only store in the Northwoods to carry all of the name brands, like Beautyrest, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Serta, and all are ready for immediate delivery. We guarantee you'll find the perfect mattress at the perfect price. We also have a huge selection of bedding, futons, and accessories. We know how important sleep is, so stop on by and sleep better today. Sleep Central in Minocqua. Better sleep, pain-free, that's our promise.
Saving money on your next project with 11% off everything. Now at Menards. All ceiling fans are 11% off, including this Allendale 52-inch LED ceiling fan. It's available in 3 finishes and only $104.99 after 11% off. Update your home with soft and luxurious carpet from Marquee. Stargazer Frisé carpet comes with an attached pad. Only $124 per square foot after 11% off. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Scher, DC with the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau. Are you one of the millions of people suffering with the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy? Your symptoms may include numbness and tingling in your feet or hands, difficulty sleeping from leg or foot discomfort, and debilitating balance problems. I have good news for you. You can now get relief with our breakthrough treatment method without the use of drugs or surgery. Our treatments help to heal damaged nerves that cause peripheral neuropathy. If left untreated, you may eventually end up with a walker or wheelchair, so don't delay. Call our office now to schedule an appointment to see if our treatment methods are right for you. We will do a painless neuropathy severity exam to determine the amount of nerve loss. If you qualify for our treatment, it can truly change your life. Start living your life pain-free. Call today.
All right, here we go. Seatbelts on. The radar shows a very active weather pattern across far northern Wisconsin right now. Included in here are warnings for Iron, Ashland, Price, and Vilas counties for severe weather, namely wind gusts near 60 miles per hour. Getting in closer, here we go. Round 1 coming through now into Iron County, far northeastern parts of Price County, and then here's Vilas County's next up here. The problem with this is it's going to be winds with this one, all right? So if you're outside in a tent, if you're sleeping on a supported cabin, maybe a trailer or camper, if you are near tall pine trees, the moisture level has been very high in the soil. These trees can easily fall over with wind gusts near 60 miles per hour. It's going to be one of those nights until at least pass through. So here we are out there now, moving into parts of really Vilas County, also Price County. Looking in even closer here, next up are areas like Winchester, Presque Isle, Manitouche Waters. Mercer's getting hit right now, down to Star Lake over Lac de Flambeau. You can expect 60+ mile per hour wind gusts in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Take shelter now. That's all moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. So downstream, we're looking at you over in Conover, Land O'Lakes, Watersmeet, even Eagle River, as this whole line begins to kind of go to the southeast a bit. That will continue tonight into tomorrow morning. Okay, so here's Futurecast for tonight, showing this line kind of diving southeasterly this evening and fading away as it does. So the severe weather threat goes away later on tonight. Then the atmosphere is going to recharge tomorrow, and we have issues tomorrow as well. For right now, we're watching these areas here to the north, across parts of Michigan, back into western parts of Wisconsin. But for tomorrow, that changes over for pretty much everybody, as we'll track a low pressure system across the state. That will lift the air enough and get us going again, where we could have a major severe weather outbreak tomorrow afternoon. Futurecast for that shows here we go. So here we are tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock or so. Some ongoing light rain showers across the area, but the pockets of sunshine you see there, that's not good news. That will actually destabilize the atmosphere and get the storms moving later on in the evening. These ones right there, 6:30-ish or so, they'll be intense across our neck of the woods as this whole system kind of pulls off to the east tomorrow evening. We'll be out of it by Friday morning, and then a nice weekend's coming our way, but things are going to get bumpy tonight. We'll get a break tomorrow morning, followed by more weather getting in here tomorrow afternoon. So the threats with this one is tornadic low with that one. Hail also is going to be medium to low because this air is so darn warm. It's tough to get hail out of that. But but the wind threat, this is serious. Like, think back to last year, the mid-July storms that came through and took out all those trees. This system could do that tonight and tomorrow, and definitely heavier rain as well. There's already flood warnings in effect for parts of Iron County and Ashland County. We've seen 3 to 4 inches of rain in an hour and a half's time this evening. All right, big picture shows what's going on. Here's a low pressure up into Canada. It's going to scoot to our north tomorrow, take this front with it eventually, but until that front is to the east of us, we have a chance for showers and storms tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Those storms tomorrow could once again be severe. Right now they're severe across far northern parts of Wisconsin because of all the instability there, but that will shift to the south tomorrow across parts of central Wisconsin once again. Your forecast then for tonight, though, is scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Those storms could be strong to locally severe. They are severe out there right now, moving into parts of Price County, Iron, Ashland, and Vilas County as we speak, with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming into parts like Mercer right now. Look for some dense fog late and muggy low temperatures down near 66 to 70 tonight. For tomorrow, okay, a break in the morning followed by more storms through the afternoon. Those too could be strong to locally severe, just like tonight, with a high temperature still muggy in your 86 tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows that chance for rain tomorrow, potentially severe. We'll get a break in the action Friday and Saturday, followed by a few more storms in the forecast Sunday into Wednesday of next week. Justin?
With a name like the Northwoods, it's no surprise northern Wisconsin has a lot of trees. But state DNR officials say certain types of those trees are struggling this year because of a certain insect. Newswatch 12's Devin Biggs gives us a look.
A walk through the woods and a few encounters with ticks later, we found balsam firs and spruce trees that are suffering from a native insect outbreak.
We've got some defoliation that's been occurring the last few years in our balsam fir and our spruce in many areas of northern Wisconsin. And this year in particular, we had some really severe defoliation.
That is due to a certain insect.
The critter that's doing it is spruce budworm, and it's a native insect, and that native insect has periodic outbreaks every 30 to 50 years.
The last outbreak was from 1970 to 1980. Now we're in one again, but it started quite a few years ago.
Our current outbreak started in 2012, so we're at the tail end of this outbreak, but it is still going on, and the damage this year was significant.
The spruce budworm is a native caterpillar to Wisconsin and many other states across the United States and even Canada. Unfortunately, outbreaks do happen from time to time, and they can even kill some of the trees that they attach to.
With the defoliation from spruce budworm, it occurs year after year, and after about 3 years, the trees can't take it anymore, and we start to see some mortality.
There are ways to keep these critters off your trees.
There are a variety of insecticides that could be used to treat your balsam fir or your spruce to protect it from the defoliation of spruce budworm. There are caterpillar-specific products as well as general products. Just make sure it's something that you can use on a conifer.
Insaner. Devin Biggs, Newswatch 12.
The sports world is still figuring out how to deal with COVID-19. We'll show you how some sports are now moving forward, others announcing delays after the break. But first, here's tonight's Job Watch.
Job Watch is brought to you by Ripco Credit Union.
Joe Biden has never been president for some very good reasons.
And where did you place in that class?
One of them is still breathtaking years later.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Really, Joe?
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Joe Biden, unsuited then, unsuited now. Restoration Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Our Newswatch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most to the Northwoods. NBC Newswatch 12, from where you live.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Hey Wausau, we're US Cellular and we're here for you. Now with unlimited plans on our strong network with no hidden fees. Which means we're here for Blake.
Welcome to Wausau.
Here for Kim.
Cheers.
Here for Nucci. Here for Randy.
Even me?
Yep, we're here for everyone. Unlimited plans starting at $30 a month with 4 lines. And now get a free Samsung Galaxy S20 5G. Now open in Wausau. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Coming up on a Thursday, Ryan Zietlow, the CEO of the YMCA of the Northwoods, is going to join us to tell us all about their huge announcement for their Build for the Future campaign.
And we have strong storms in the forecast. All the details on when they will arrive coming up on your Thursday.
It's now official. Golf's Ryder Cup has been postponed until next year. It was set to be played this September here in Wisconsin. The PGA now announcing Whistling Straits will instead hold the event, which pits the best players in the U.S. against the best from Europe next year, 2021. Wisconsin native Steve Stricker is captaining the U.S. squad. He's previously said the event isn't worth playing if you can't play it in front of fans. The NBA bubble at Disney now starting to expand. Teams began arriving yesterday at their hotels. The league is staggering their arrivals for safety purposes. Games are scheduled to begin July 30th. The Bucks play their first game July 31st against the Celtics. Major League Baseball is set to return in just a couple weeks. The Milwaukee Brewers are busy gearing up. The Brew Crew looking to make the postseason for a third straight year. Remember, teams are set to play just a 60-game regular season this year. The Brewers get things started July 24th against the Cubs. Japanese baseball fans are not allowed to attend games just yet, but one team brought in about 20 robots to cheer on players instead. The robots cheer for the Fukuoka Hawks. Starting this Friday, the virus restrictions are set to be loosened in Japan, and about 5,000 fans will be allowed to return and cheer on teams at baseball and soccer games there. Coming up, it's a save you'll have to see to believe. A man catches a baby thrown from a burning building. We'll hear from him after the break.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
When a nurse has a patient that gets a diagnosis, you explain to them what that diagnosis means. You give them all the facts and the tools that they need to take care of it. That's what President Trump should have done as the president.
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Now, I voted for Donald Trump, but I do not think we were prepared for this.
President Trump does not listen to experts. And now we're trying to play catch up, and I'm not sure we can.
I think we have a lot to be concerned about.
He just makes up things as he goes along that he thinks will make him look good. He doesn't have to take any responsibility.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
I mean, we pay taxes for our government to work for us, to provide the things that we need so we can sustain our lives. Why should I vote for you if you don't want to be responsible for anything?
AB PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Fishing for the best deal on a new Alumacraft boat? Then get to American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano. Upgrade to your dream fishing boat with the lowest prices on Alumacrafts guaranteed, starting as low as $109 a month. Pick from hundreds of boats in stock at the largest showroom in the USA. We'll beat any boat price by $500 and trade in your old boat for even more savings. Book the best deal on Alumacraft boats at American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Advice from trial attorneys, lawyers for the injured.
Shortly after losing both of my parents, I was involved in a terrible car accident, one that left me seriously injured and in desperate need of help. Brad Mishka of the Mader Law Firm stepped in, and he took care of me. The Mader legal team got me every penny I was entitled to, and they treated me like a member of their family when I needed someone to lean on the most.
All right, let's dive into a radar update here. This storm is severe, moving into parts of western Vilas County with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Up next, ahead of this storm is going to be areas like Boulder Junction, Star Lake, Presque Isle, even like the Flambeau as it moves to the east at 30 miles per hour. Another system here, too, behind it with heavy rainfall. Localized flooding is a problem tonight. Justin?
Well, tonight, 2 examples of heroism during a house fire in Arizona. A parent's worst nightmare turning out okay. Gaddy Schwartz gives us a look.
Under a burning apartment in Arizona, a sprint and a heart-stopping catch.
I just had tunnel vision on the boy and just made God help me with that catch.
The man seen clutching the 3-year-old boy named Jameson after saving his life is Philip Blanks, a former high school wide receiver and retired Marine.
We were close to the ground, man. It was a miracle.
And he wasn't the only hero that day. Nearby, another man, D'Artagnan Alexander, heard the screams of Jameson's sister Roxanne and thought of his own 2 kids.
I started to kick the door and I kicked it in. And once I got the door open, I just seen a lot of smoke and heat.
And you still went inside?
I just ran in there and then I grabbed her by the arms and then I picked her up and she said, "Get me, get me." And then I was like, "I got you."
Tragically, the children's mother died in the fire trying to get her kids to safety.
My goal is to just be involved in both of their lives as much as possible. I want to make sure that they feel loved and that they know that their mother was a hero.
2 strangers hoping to be there for the kids in the future like they were on this fateful day. Gaddy Schwartz, NBC News.
Ripco Credit Union, since 1932. In the best of times and in times that require just a little more flexibility and kindness. We've been here, we'll be here. We are here for you. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranty starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Huge auction July 12th near Minocqua, Wisconsin. Honda car, ATV, guns, high-end furniture, sporting goods, antiques, and much more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
Calling all grassmasters, fescue fanatics, and stewards of St. Augustine. To the springtime sprawlers, backyard scholars, and cultivators of the cul-de-sac. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, run with us. For all the green thumbers, newcomers, and toy picker-uppers, run with us on a John Deere mower. Because this is more than just grass, it's home. Nothing runs like a deer.
Stop by Lakeland Lawn and Equipment in Arbor Vitae for special offers taking place for a limited time. Get great deals and service on legendary John Deere equipment.
Welcome to Birchfield Nurseries and Garden Center, where quality, knowledge, and passion for growing plants ensures a healthy and hardy product. From the smaller potted plants to the larger bulb and burlap trees, we have many items to choose from. Birchfield Nurseries has them all. We are here to help you grow with 55 years of experience. Birchfield Nurseries, located on Highway 8, just west of Rhinelander.
At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC News Watch 12, news from where you live.
Ripco Credit Union, since 1932. In the best of times and in times that require just a little more flexibility and kindness. We've been here, we'll be here. We are here for you. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, I'm Justin Williman with Miracle Ear of Marshfield. If you're struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
All right, Justin, here's the big picture once again, showing active showers and severe thunderstorms. The most active one right now, moving into parts of western Vilas County. Some new guidance now suggests that this whole line will backbuild back into Minnesota. That could give areas along and north of Highway 8 upwards of 3 to 5 inches of rainfall tonight. That's outside of the severe weather threat. So going in close, you can see here right now, Iron, Ashland County, under the gun with severe weather there. Any of these could contain 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So the problem with that is our moisture, or the soil moisture, is very high right now. Trees can easily be blown over. In addition to that, it's a time of year. Here we are, in the mid parts of July. Lots of folks are sleeping in tents tonight or in really not so good cabins, so that could be a problem as well. So if you are in the path of any of these, locate and seek a shelter nearby you can think is safe, because this will leave a mark for several days probably, with trees down and power outages that works its way through. Now, behind this system, we'll get a break in the action for several hours tomorrow morning, and then we'll get another wave of energy through the atmosphere tomorrow afternoon. That could be equally as strong as the ones coming through now. So they're heavy rain producers. The hail threat's very low because really the column of air is so warm all up in the atmosphere. But the wind threat is there. It'll be there tonight and tomorrow, so stay tuned. I will break into programming tonight as needed to keep you abreast of what is happening with the weather this evening.
Busy night.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on Newswatch 12 at 10. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is next. Have a good night.